By the way, that is an awesome outfit. It's an awesome rendition.
Thank you very much.
Very, very well done.
So my question is, during season 4, when you found out that you would be losing both the league and a hand, what was your reaction?
I tend not to look ahead of things in the script. I like to get them as I get the script, read it, see what happens. I was intrigued because I thought if they're chopping his hand off, how's he going to fight? And if he loses the league, I mean, I understand why he lost the league, because in a sense, Malcolm there's only so much you could do with him in the League of Assassins and also as Ra's al Ghul, so they had to disconnect him from it. I can't tell you what's happening in the future.
Really?
But just watch. You notice that he did get his hand back. We don't know if that was a bionic hand, or if it was just a prosthetic, or if he just had been to Jaime Lannister's house and borrowed crossover episode. Oh my God, I would love that. I would love that. That would be awesome. Anyway, so when they did that to me, I did find it as really interesting, because all of a sudden Oliver's in a position where he has, you think he's going to chop his head off, but he doesn't. He chops his hand off because he's only going to maim him in order to maybe control him even more. But it just shows Malcolm that this young man cannot kill him. And I as the character know why he can't kill me, and I sometimes use that against him. You can't kill me because you know what it's like not to have a father, and you don't want that to happen to your sister. So no matter what crap I put you through, you will put up with it, and you'll deal with it. I may lose another hand. C'est la vie. Nobody knows what kind of stashes of money I have hidden away. I mean, there's all these, if you've read the Dark Archer comic that my sister and I wrote for DC, we go back and discover Malcolm's past and how he became Malcolm Merlyn. And we also reveal, and I'm not going to spoil it because I want you to read it, we also reveal that there's another secret that he's hiding, because we start the comic out. We started out in the very beginning, with Oliver Queen. He says, "My name is Oliver Queen," right? And my sister and I were like, over a couple of glasses of wine, wouldn't it be so awesome if we flipped it? And she's like, what? I'm like, have another glass. So we start the comic out, my name is not Malcolm Merlyn. I know! And then we had another drink. And a whole comic book series was born that night. Thank God to Kim Crawford. You don't know Kim Crawford wine? You do, lady? I can tell. Yeah, so that's I don't know what'll happen. I love when those kind of things happen. It's a challenge to me as an actor to then try to make it work, and that's what I think the beauty is about being on serial, episodic television, because every week you're learning about your character and their personality. But also what's really great is if you can put your own personality into it, and I like to think that I've put a little bit of John and Malcolm. I didn't mean that to be a joke, but it's a good one, and I will use that later tonight. If you look at his smile, that's clearly John, right? But except, if you notice, it's not a big beaming smile. With Malcolm, it's kind of a sideways smile, a crooked smile, and if he smiles at you, you're going to get hurt or die. And that's just it. So if I ever smile crooked at you, you better shit yourself. Thank you. And take a little turn and show everybody that cosplay is awesome. It would look really good without the pants. And I've got a pair of black high heels out there you can borrow. Yes. Hi.
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 Sorry, I'm really nervous.
Don't be nervous at all. How old are you?
15.
15. You're fine. What state are you from? Because if it was Alabama, you'd be legal. That's a joke. Yes, go ahead.
So I just wanted to say that you're my writing inspiration, and I want to become a writer when I grow up.
Awesome.
So, what tips do you have writing-wise?
Well, the thing that you should do if you want to be a writer is read. The more you read, the better you will become at writing, because you see other styles of writing. You recognize about things like plot lines. You recognize things about subplots. Also about foreshadowing and things like that. So if you read, you learn how to develop also your own technique. The other thing about writing is write as much as you can. My sister is the one who will say, my sister's the one, when we get together, and when we write together, we do the outlining, the character building, we're both very good storytellers, so I like to tell the story and record it, and she'll then, once we take all that information, and she stays with us for 2 months, sometimes 3 months. I said, Carol, Scott, I'm talking to you. Are you sleeping? Yeah. That's right. She stays with us. It's I'm out. I'm done. 3 months, and we go through a couple of cases of Kim Crawford. Thank you, Miss Kim. She always said she's the one who takes all the information, 3 months of it, and she goes away, and she then does the hard stuff. She does the actual putting it into the words, the form, and structuring it. So for me, it's about, and when Carol will say to it, she'll say that you have to, she once wrote you all know the David Bowie song, Life on Mars? My sister tried to rewrite it, right? But that's the kind of stuff you do. If you try to do different things or try to improve on something or do your own stuff, that's, the more you write, the more you read, the better you will become. Yeah? Great. What's the last thing you wrote?
I was actually fan fiction.
Was it?
It was G-rated.
It was G-rated. Good. 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 Last thing I wrote was on the bathroom wall down the hall. Anyway, that was also G-rated. Anyway. Just because you're a little Captain Jack doesn't mean you can get away with it. No. Thank you. So keep writing, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's Bridget, my other niece who just walked in. There she is. Wait, hi Gidge. Did you win? Both games. So Bridget's on, come up here a minute. Come up here. I just bought her this bomber jacket yesterday. Isn't it awesome? Did you take the price tag off? Yeah. Just give a turn for everybody to see. So, tell everybody that, first off, how old you are.
12.
12. She's known Uncle John for a long time. Nothing phases her, right?
Nope.
Now, tell them what's the team that you're, like what we were talking about at dinner last night. The kind of important team that you're on, that only a few girls are from this state.
Well, I do U.S. national training.
12. Like her uncle, she's good with balls. That's my brother over there, her dad. He's laughing, he knows. So, and how many girls are from, is it Massachusetts?
New England.
And how many are on the team?
15.
And there was how many before? A lot. And you're down to the last 15, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that's the kind. Hopefully one day when you're watching the Olympics, you'll see this one because she's. That's what they do with these teams. They then scout them out, train them for the U.S. Olympic team and things like that. Is that right? Or am I just making that up?
Like the national team.
Yeah, the U.S. national team. So she's well on her way. So when I'm retired, you're gonna look after the whole family. Just remember that, right? Remember this bomber jacket, what it cost, $5.99 at H&M. And you think I'm joking, I'm not. Didn't we? We went shopping last night. We had all the fancy shops, right? And then I'm like, last store, where do you want to go? They're like, H&M. I'm like, thank God. Scott's like, thank God, we don't have any money left. Great, thank you. Thanks, Gidge. Yes, next question.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm really freaked out.
Are you really? Do not pee yourself.
No, it's all good.
Okay,
It's all
good. Good. First of all, how old are you? Okay, the fact that you had to think about it, number one, means that there's a problem going on. Or number two, you're gonna lie.
No, I smoked a whole bowl before I came.
Oh! You greedy bitch, you didn't share it with everybody in this room. No, is it legal in Massachusetts? It is.
No.
Is it?
No. No.
What?
In your house?
1 ounce or less, which is what you did, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you, girl. Okay. Someone get the disclaimer out. Yes. So are you going to be able to form a sentence? In fact, that'll teach you to smoke a bowl before a John Barrowman panel.
Okay, there.
Now you've not only peed yourself, you just shit yourself, didn't you? Kids, that's what's called a trip. Don't do it. Yes.
Therapy tomorrow is gonna be great.
That's okay. You'll have fun. Just smoke a bowl before that one too. Yes, go ahead.
So I recently started reading your Hollow Earth books to my niece.
Yeah?
And what I wanted to know is how you came up with such a unique, like, storyline for it.
We smoked a bowl. No, actually we did mushrooms. Anyway. I'm kidding.
Because that would explain a lot.
What? No, Carol and I, that Hollow Earth book, the first one, was born on a car journey from London going back to Cardiff, because we were filming, I was still doing Torchwood in Cardiff, and we decided to, we just started a conversation, and we knew we wanted to do the book. We'd already been commissioned, and we put my iPhone in the car, recorded, and we started talking. And we said, what would be your superpower if you could have one? Well, we went through flying, holding your breath underwater, dancing. And we said, wait a minute, what can either of us do? Draw. And we decided that our power would be, we said, well, wouldn't it be great if you could do like what they did in Mary Poppins? Go into the artwork, or bring the artwork to life. And so we developed that. And I might just say, we did that 4 years before Stephen Moffat did it in the 50th anniversary. No, because people said we copied him. No, so that's where that all came from. It was a car journey, eating a lot of sweets, too much sugar, and by the time we made it to Cardiff, a couple of bottles of wine. Kind of the same thing like you, except we didn't smoke it. We drank it, ate it. You can do that too, you know?
I know. That was yesterday.
Yeah, do you like the books?
Yeah.
That was yesterday. Do you like them?
I like them, and my niece loves them, so when she comes over before she takes a nap, I'll like read them to her.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So you don't like them? You can say it.
Don't get bitchy with me.
So there's 3, and then we have a 4th one, Conjurer, which takes the kids, the twins, into their teens, between 16 and 18 years old. And I'm very proud of Conjurer because we were banned. We were banned in Scotland. Yeah. And we were banned by a couple of different schools because, and we were going to go do a big presentation with the schools. And the day before, we got the message from our publicist that we weren't allowed. And we're like, why? And they said, oh, some teacher thought the books were inappropriate for the 16 to, you know, that age group. Well, I think it was 14 to 18-year-olds. And I went, hold on a minute. I don't have a problem with people not liking things. But hold on, Missy. 500 students or more in one school, and then more in another. They were told they can't read something by somebody who formulated an opinion on a book she hasn't read? Because in the briefing, we talk about how we talk about teenage things, right? Sex. We talk about, teenage pregnancy. We hit all of it. Drug abuse. We talk about all that stuff. But this person deemed that it was inappropriate for all those students. And I actually then went publicly and started talking about it because I'm not a parent, but I got nieces and nephews, right? And I think my other siblings would feel this way. You want to make the decision for your kids, not somebody else. So let, the parents read the book, and if you don't want your kid to go read that book, then you make that choice, not some, person who is so afraid of life because people do have sex. People talk about pregnancy, and the more you talk about it, the less there's going to be problems with it, right? So, that was why I'm proud of him. So you should read that one. Someone won't read that one. Thank you. Back to your seat. Yes.
Hello.
Hi.
You can't breathe. I'm sorry.
You can't breathe. You're not getting mouth to mouth from me. Scott.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it like as an actor to go from different roles and atmospheres like Doctor Who and Arrow, and what do you do to get yourself into those roles and prepare for them?
You're not going to like my answer.
Try.
I don't analyze it that much. I'm not an actor who is like, and Scott will kind of, back me up on this. I don't get a script and go, okay, my motivation is I've got to feel like I've done this and blah, 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 blah. No. I learn my lines, I get up in front of the camera, and I listen to the other person who's talking to me. And I answer them. And usually, if I play that, and I play the personality, and play things play the words, usually it works. Going from playing Captain Jack to Malcolm, I'd love to tell you it was a stretch, but I really don't find it a problem being an asshole. I'm a nice guy as it is, so it's really great to be paid to be a complete asshole. And I get to do it. I get to say things you'd never say. I get to do things you'd never do. It was wonderful playing a hero as Captain Jack. I mean, Captain Jack changed my life completely, right? And also when I was brought into Arrow, Malcolm Merlyn changed my life again because the producers of Arrow were huge Doctor Who and Torchwood fans. And that's how that came about. So I don't overanalyze the characters that I play. I put on the costume and I get up and do it. I don't find it difficult. And I don't know if that makes me a good actor or a bad actor. But from seeing how the response has been from people who love Jack and people who love and hate Merlyn, I think I'm doing okay. Do you act?
No, I'm too terrified.
You're too terrified.
Stage fright.
Oh, never be terrified. You know what I'm thinking right now with all of you? You're all naked. Thank you. Yeah. I'm naked. Not really. From the waist down. Shut up. Thank you. Yes, next question.
Hello.
Hello.
I need to make sure it's not too loud. First of all, this is the first time I've ever seen you in person at all, so I'm very excited, and I wanted to thank you for coming.
You're welcome.
And my question is, did you ever imagine that you would have all these crazy stories with the career that you picked? Did you imagine that you would ever become this big and have people recognize you on the street as often as they do? And have that kind of stuff happen on a daily basis?
The what? On a daily basis. I actually, I started doing this a long time ago. It was over 30 years ago now, and I got my first job. I do what I do because I love it. I don't, and I'm blunt with you guys all the time. I'm up front. I know I get paid well for doing what I do, but that is partially because of you guys, okay? And I know that, And that's why when I'm asked to do these things, I know I do get paid for them, but trust me, that's why I give a little extra than everybody else, because I'm really appreciative of it. Because I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you. So when I got involved, there's no way that if you went back in time to when we lived in Mount Vernon in Glasgow, and I was outside of Glasgow, and I was sitting in my living room on a Saturday evening, and you know, my sister popping her pimples in the bedroom mirror upstairs, my brother, you know, hitting me on the head or shoving crisps in my mouth, and we're watching Doctor Who and hiding behind the sofa. If you'd have told me then, when I was like 5 years old, that one day I would be involved in that show, I would have thought you crazy, right? And then when we moved to the States, the same thing. I used to hide in my basement with my best friend, Ross Von Hoff, and we used to play with our 6-inch Mego action figures, right? Because you never took them outside, did you? Because they were not G.I. Joes. No, they were smaller than G.I. Joes. No, the big G.I. Joes, I go back further than you. I'm talking the big 12-inch G.I. Joes. Not the 6s. So I hid in my basement playing with those and not letting people know that, and I was a nerd, I was a geek. So if you'd have told me then that I would be one of the most fabulous, iconic genre heroes and villains, I would have told you shut up. So it's funny how dreams can come true. It's funny how destiny can happen in a way that it happens. I also think that you should dream, because I still do to this day. Dreams may not come true, but it's really important to have a dream, right?
Something to work for.
Something to work for, exactly. And you know what? It's not gonna happen for everybody, but it's important to have that. And you don't have to tell everybody your dreams, because if they don't come true, then you don't have to worry about telling people that they didn't. Right? Right? But it's important to dream and, you know, have those ambitions. So I am the luckiest man in the world. I really am. Really am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I was wondering what your experience has been like working.
No problem. Yes.
I was wondering what your experience has been like working with Big Finish and getting back together with the cast of Torchwood for that.
Really good. Big Finish is doing audiobooks and audio plays, and we're also, because of that and the popularity that you guys have made the Big Finish products, that's why Titan approached my sister and I to do the new Torchwood. And BBC Worldwide are behind us with that one. They're wanting us to, so we've written that. I have them. If you're here tomorrow, we've got all of the copies down of the covers. They're different covers, same story inside. But we've got it all downstairs at my table. I'm really happy because it's showing the BBC and BBC Worldwide that there is a life beyond, and there is a future life for Torchwood. It's a fight. Just gonna be honest. I've had the phone call with someone in regards to it, and it wasn't exactly the best phone call I had in the world, but I basically told them those are the shittiest excuses I've ever heard in my life. Because Torchwood deserves to be back on television. So, I think Big Finish are doing a great thing, and that's why anything that comes up for Torchwood, if they ask me, I will do it. Because I love Captain Jack, I know that you love him, and in any way, in any form that we can keep Jack alive,